Hi everyone, welcome to the HubSpot, and it's Tash here on another episode of the key takeaways. And this basically will cover the game between Manchester and West Ham United and Manchester United. Two teams are meant to be united. I think they were struggling for who goes above who on the table, but West Ham basically won that battle, and West Ham leapfrog United on the table. Now, there's a lot that happened in that game, and I'll try to unpack as much as I can in this video today based on what I'm not an expert, but just based on a fan looking at the game and seeing what's wrong with the team. There are some good aspects to the team, though I know no one wants to hear that, but there are some positives there, but it's a lot of what I call there are lots of negative in the team. Now, in the game, now I will start with the lineups. The lineups to me, I think was perfect. The only thing I thought of, while if you were on the watch along, I thought Ten Hag might use Ugarte for Casemiro, but I think to me Casemiro starting was perfect. Casemiro starting to me was actually perfect. There are no concerns though with Casemiro actually starting that game. And I think the lineup with De Ligt and Martinez, with Dalot and Mazzari, to me, I think it was fine. There were no issues. There were no concerns. Mazzari, if you watch the game, did perfectly well on the very good on what they call on the left side. Dalot, not so much on the right side. Now our midfield to me was okay. I think there were concerns that probably midfield could do better. I think the midfield was okay, to be fair, and Casemiro actually from the midfield had a goal. The key thing though, where we're struggling right now is the attack, and it's not just this game. It's been several games in the past. Now, let's do a deeper dive on that game. The first thing I actually want to look at in that game is how can we not finish our dinner? How can we not take our chances? And to me, it's something that's been happening over time, not just in this game, but in previous game before this one. We need to start taking our chances. We had a couple of almost 5 chances, clear chances, I think, clear chances in the first half, which to me, we should at least score 3 of those. 3, I'm not saying score 3 of those. And when you're 3, you are confident and you're flying, you're going in the game. But we couldn't. Too many missed chances. I think a bit of we're too relaxed, thinking, okay, we're controlling the game and the goals will come. But it doesn't work that way. The more goals you score, the more your confidence level increases, right? But once you keep missing those chances, your confidence level keeps dropping. Our defense was solid. Our midfield to me was okay. Our attack was blunt. It was like a knife that can't even cut the skin. So to me, it was a very, very poor attack, in which one now is it heaps pressure on Erik Ten Hag. If you look at that game carefully, I know lots of Erik Ten Hag out, even myself, I'm not sure. But if you look at that game, you will not put that game on Erik Ten Hag. That game specifically actually are on the players. The players should be doing better with the chances that was provided to them. Bruno missed chances. Garnacho missed that. Højlund missed one, but Højlund was to me a bit difficult though. Garnacho missed a couple, and I think we should be doing well in that regard in taking our chances. Now going to the second half though. Now there's this thing that they call United a one-half team, a first-half team. I think one can see that United is a first-half team because of lack of because in most games they don't score in the first half. In those games, big up Michel. This is why you have to take your shot. Exactly. In United, the reason they do a bit poorly in the second half because they don't take their chances in the first half. They play well in every first half, and like I say, once you keep scoring goals, your confidence level increases. You can recall this 7-0 where we actually won. Now it might probably be okay. It's not a strong opposition, But once you keep scoring, confidence level increases. Once you keep missing, confidence level decreases. And that's why you see translates to United in the second half, whereby you know what, there's a bit of, I call it PTSD. On you know what, this has happened before. We've lost chances, we've lost games. In second half, we actually had the teams do comebacks on us in the second half. I think ends right. You see, we're a bit too cautious and a bit what we call we're a bit again we lack confidence in the second half, and that's key because of what I call the first half, which we should be doing better. Now, although West Ham scored, fine, it's good, but we actually got back in the game. And if you watch that game carefully, one will see evidently, right, there are two patterns towards the end of the game and at the beginning of the game. Now, Michelle saying where I would blame Ten Hag is not being able to respond to the substitution West Ham manager made. Yeah, I think I think to an extent you can blame Ten Hag, but I also think, right, that I think that's one for me why I think I blame Ten Hag is why was there no a swap between Rashford and Garnacho in the wings, right? I think they were too static. I think Garnacho should have come up. Exactly. That was where I was going to what I call it, Michelle. I think Garnacho should be the one out for Rashford. Before I'll make that decision, if I were Ten Hag, I'll swap them. Right, Rashford goes back to your left and Garnacho to your right, and let me see how they perform before I make a change. Everyone will think, oh, Garnacho can actually make something, but sometimes when someone is having the chances of actually missing them, that day might not be their day, and it was evident that wasn't Garnacho's day. It was evident that wasn't Garnacho's day yesterday, right? So to me, I think Garnacho should be coming out, Rashford in. If you could see the goal Garnacho missed where it was almost like one-on-one where he had to coil it, if it's a Rashford, I would say 80% of the time Rashford actually score that goal. Now, we struggled, we're where we are, West Ham scored. We were actually fortunate enough to get back in the game. Where we were back in the game, like I was saying, there are two contrasts, the first half and the second half. In the first half, you could see the wingers, Garnacho and Tim, right, trying to cut into shoot. Now, in the second half, when it's dire, when basically I think we're drawing or when we're losing, Garnacho was crossing the ball. We had more urgency in the second half as opposed to be in the first half. That urgency needs to be in the first half. Urgency needs to be in the first half, right? Like we need to feel like we're down. The urgency needs to be in the first half. I'm not sure why we don't pass the balls to Højlund. I think Højlund is almost like in a island on its own. Garnacho always wants to cut. The wingers, they always want to cut. And for me, though, we should be crossing those balls, right, to our striker, providing Højlund at least 1, 2, 3 chances. Imagine Garnacho was the one missing bulk of the chances when you have a striker. Bigger Banks. I thought Banks would be sleeping, but Banks is still awake. I think Ten Hag believes Garnacho can give him a goal or create a goal. And to me, I agree with you, but when it's not working, you have to You have to take that player. Yes, it says the urgency needs to be in the full 90 minutes, 100%. Because see, second half they were crossing, try everything. Let that translate from start to finish. Because as you score the goals, your confidence level increases, and as you miss the chances, your confidence level decreases. Hence, you see United, like I say, we play poorly in the second half. Now, some key standouts in that game, I must say, we had Mazuari was a key standout. I also think Delita did well. I think Martinez to me did well as well. Kenny Fan TV says, I wouldn't blame on Ten Hag. These players were just too allergic to goals. West Ham halftime sub changed the game. It's predictable. As in, like, everything goes to what they call the first half. If we take our chances in the first half, honestly, to me, I think we're fine. In the watch along, I was just, when you see someone, actually, I lost all my energy, and I was like, not again. I could not speak. Normally I'll stay after what I call the game to at least have my say in what I call it, in the with the lads. But I actually left. I left because I was just pissed. Like now, and this puts the manager under immense pressure. It puts the manager under immense pressure. Honestly, will he be sacked? I think it's 50-50 at this point. I'm not sure, but I think like, but if you look at this game though, this game was on the players. Ten Hag, I won't blame a lot. Now, Michel is saying if the players keep doing it and the manager keep doing that, and he's not dropping them, then it's encouraging to do so. Good point though. Fair point. Second half we were crossing. First half we weren't. What changed? Why were we crossing this in the second half towards the end and not crossing the first half? So I think to me there's something wrong there. A players trying to what they call get their name on the score sheet as opposed to playing as a team. That could be something happening there because it happens a lot in our games. We play so well in the first half, we missed our chances. Then second half we're down there. We start crossing, trying to get where we could actually start doing a mix of cutting and crossing from the game start. So Michel is saying it won't be sacked. I think honestly, if like I'm an owner, I'm watching that game, I have no justification to sack the manager. I have none. I'll be honest, I have no justification to sack the manager because that solely is on the it's everything is on the players. So 3 key things for me, and I'll say the first one is what Michel said that they were crossing to get a point. You guys, yeah, they're crossing actually. Yes. So like Bank said, the urgency needs to be from what they called the blow of the whistle till the whistle ends in what they call in the second half. We need to, I think, let's leave our personal glory out first. Let's leave our personal glory out. Let's focus first on the team. If the team scores 1, 2, or 3, right? I think though we can then start what they call it. Everyone can then get on the score sheets. Now, my key takeaways in this before I round up, I was going to do only a 15-minute show here, guys. My key takeaway is the first one there, the urgency from start to finish. We were actually crossing towards the end of the game to save a point. Initially, we're actually cutting in to shoot. We can do a mixture of both in game. In that same light, Højlund is a striker. I'm not sure why he actually has to fight for himself, which he does. The wingers really don't provide for him. He gets scrap. The manager needs to work on that. Number 2, right? Now the urgency piece. Number 2 is that why can't we we need to focus. The reason why we have too many poor second halves is because over time, when we're losing chances, we lose confidence. And once you lose confidence, we could see with FC20, with different teams, these teams come back and score. We could also see in our last game against Fenerbahce, they come back and score. And I think why is because we don't kill the game off. And we always give an opponent a lifeline back. We need to learn to kill our games off. And lastly, this game heaps pressure on the manager. Now, it might not be sacked though, but another poor game makes everyone forget that the players actually messed up the game against West Ham. Because when you think of it now, it's as a group. So Ten Hag now needs to do well in his next game. And that well meaning he has to probably, if the players have to take their chances, but he cannot have another poor game tactically. One thing which Michel said here, which is key for me, should Garnacho be taken out as opposed to Rashford? What I would have done is basically swap both and see how they perform in either side before I make a decision on all our takeouts. Honestly, that's a very fair point. How Ronaldo scored 70 goals in, it's crazy. And I could tell you, majority of those goals he actually fought by himself because United, we don't provide. we don't provide. He actually fought those by himself to actually get those, what they call, those goals. So for me, we need to learn to provide for our strikers. It's not something we do now, but it's something I encourage us as a team to start doing. Provide for the strike. Let's leave our personal glory. United should come first at all times. But I think that there's a segregation from who as in, I always want to be on the limelight. That should be the case. United should be first. Honestly, guys, hopefully Erik ten Hag survives this one. Hopefully, but I see it now. Before I go, I'll call out the positives. Mazzari in that game was a positive, but the negative that Mazzari got injured. Hopefully, it's not for long. It was very, very good in that game. Number two, though, while I think we missed our chances, though, right, I think learning through some of the pitfalls, right, if Ten Hag is given the time, can create a stronger team. Learning from, because we're actually playing well, and this is not the first time. A couple of games we're playing well against Crystal Palace, against Aston Villa. We're playing well, but we're not taking a chance. So I think over time, right, the goals might come. But how long can we wait, and how long can Ten Hag hold that pressure before it gets fired? Today's game, though, is not on Ten Hag. Today's game, though, is on the players. Guys, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Later today, we have what I call the HubSpot Team of the Week. Last week, though, we had 3 United players on the Team of the Week. We had Højlund, we had Garnacho, and we had Casemiro in last week Team of the Week. If the finishing was good, I bet you Garnacho and Bruno would have been on this Team of the Week. So, guys, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And football fans are saying Ten Hag is not the guy, and it could be it's not the guy. It could be it's not the guy, but you know what? Ineos might see. You know what? If we bring a new guy now, do we start over again? Because I see, I think people. Okay, honestly, I'm not sure of Ten Hag first. But one thing I've seen, though, we're playing well in first half. We're playing well at second half. So that just needs to be consistent. And to be consistent, we have to work on, I think, right, over time, as the game goes by, we lose confidence and we become nervous. But once we score, we will gain confidence over time. So, to me, Bank says Ten Hag is not the guy. He is the guy before the guy. Yes, it could be that guy before the guy. We need to, at least, as in, the team needs to give him something. Like today, imagine today, if Ten Hag, if we won 4-0 today, I guarantee you, the temperature in that team, the morale in that team will be high. Meaning that our next game, the confidence again where we build, as Vegeta will say, play well FC. But that's a positive though, Michelle. If we're saying we're playing well, before we're saying we're winning and not playing well, now we're saying we're playing well. Meanwhile, we'll play well, and with little tweaks here and there, the goals will come, and that gels to become what they call a strong team. So play well FC is not such a bad thing though. We need to play well and score. Imagine that if we were playing well, which everyone wants us to play well, and then we score, Ten Hag has all the fans in one, because now you're playing well and you're scoring. So I think Ineos might give Ten Hag more time because of what they call play well FC, first half FC. But we just need the goals to start rolling to solidify the performance of that team. Guys, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And join us later today on the HubSpot Team of the Week. I know lots of new faces this time. So guys, please have a good night, and I'll see everyone on the next one.